Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, it works.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, it's clearly.
That's great. I think you can also see me, right? Like my camera is open. You can see me.
Yes, you can.
Yes, we can.
But I can't see you. I see a lot of closed cameras, a lot of pictures, but no single open video. Thank you, Ba, for opening your camera. Like, who else can do that? So, Henry, I will ask you to just mute yourself. Please mute yourself and also open your cameras because I want to have your faces. I want to see you communicating. That's great. Thank you, Henry, for opening.
Okay.
Thank you. So if you can find any courage to open your cameras, it will be great. If not, I will figure it out in somehow, but it will be very nice to see your faces. And I also noticed that you were introducing yourselves in our chat. I saw that we have people from different countries, from different parts of the world. I'm very, very happy that we are going to have today a session together. So I want to use this last 1 minute waiting the others to joining us and also just sending the message that if you can open your cameras, just do that. It will be great to see your faces. But if you are in a very difficult situation when it's not possible to open any camera, so that's fine. We will struggle a bit without your faces. So, but if you can, that will be great to open. And also, I would like to ask you to mute yourself. Okay. Also, I would like to ask you to mute yourself during the session, and I will give you the stage to speak too. But anyway, for now, let's just move ourselves. Okay, so let's start on time, at least, and we are going to have together a session regarding what the community project is and like how to create this, how to start, what to do. And I have a lot of tools I'm going to use today for you to know how to use in the future during your audiences. So not consider yourself as a participant, as participants only, but also as a future trainer, future like speaker that you can use also some tools I'm going to use today. Let me share my screen and we will start. I create a presentation and we will have videos, we will have discussion part. Unfortunately, we can have like breakout rooms, unfortunately, because we have some issue regarding the host access. But anyway, we are going to have a lot of discussions today too. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Let me know if you can see my screen. I hope you can see.
I see.
Okay, that's
Yeah, I see your screen.
okay.
Yes,
Got it.
visible.
Thank you very much. Okay, let's start. And we are going to understand today, as I discussed, like community projects. What else we are going to discuss, I will tell in a minute. And here I just put one quote I really like. If you know what I know about the power of giving, you will not let a single meal pass without sharing it in some way, which is quote by Buddha. And here today, one more time, I think you will be sure that sharing something, doing servant leadership is one of the best things that we can do. And this is one thing very enjoyable. So before starting, let's talk what about we are going to speak today. So we will have introduction part, we will have expectations part. We will do it together with different interesting tools. Then I will explain you what does it mean community projects. We will speak a bit about SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. Then we will understand how to create idea, how to think about something, and how to convert to concept to a real project. And then it's coming the implementation part when you already need to summarize everything you have in your mind and then give it to the paper, write and then implement. For sure, I'm going to share with you some tools that you can use later during your projects you are going to conduct. So who I am, for sure you know that I'm a board member in the Kectil program, but it's not the only thing you can know about myself. So I'm Goharik Grigoryan from Armenia. I'm very proud to be Armenian, and actually being proud of your country, it's something similar to small country. So if you're coming from a small country, most probably you are very proud of being the nationality you have. And I'm currently living in Poland. I'm doing my research in Jagiellon University. My major is education, governance, leadership, and management. So if you are interested at it too, you can contact me. I'm going to do Erasmus Mundus Master's Program, which is a master's scholarship that you can do 2 years for semester in different countries. So basically, I'm going to study from September in Austria, then in Finland, then I have a part in China, and then in Germany. If you also are interested to know much more information about scholarships, you can also contact me. As you know, I have a bit. I graduated from French University in management, so I speak French too, and I know that we have a lot of Kectil colleagues coming from French-speaking countries. And I did my international volunteering in France. I'm a president or founder of 2 NGOs back in Armenia, and I'm Young European Ambassador. So this is basically whole thing about me, like things that I wanted to share with you. And also I managed to work with public and state departments too. I worked at the National Assembly of Armenia and the Ministry of Education and Science back in Armenia. This is what you can know about me. Now it's time a bit to know about you. So what we are going to do, I'm going to share another screen, and you need to, just a minute. I'm not sure, have you ever used Mentimeter? But this is a platform. So you need to use this QR code, or you can just enter menti.com and have these numbers like 8837 8635 and join to this. And also I will try to share the link with you so you can also join with the link. Just a minute. Actually, I couldn't find the new way how to send the link because just a minute. So you have the QR code here. Basically, what you need to do is just join to menti.com and put here this code. You will be joining here. This is the QR. Okay, I got. They changed something, so I didn't used to use it. Okay, Edward sent it. Thank you, Edward. I will send to here. This you can use. So you can answer the first question. So what's your current role? You are a student, or you are an NGO worker, youth worker, or you are just a leader or something else. So you can just put the answer here, and I will understand that what kind of audience we have today. So as you see on the screen, you can see the answer. So we have already 22 answers, and most of you are students, but we have still time, so you can come and answer the question. And yeah, so maybe I will wait some. But okay, I see. Anyway, most of you are students. So you are bachelor students or master students, you are struggling with education, or you really like your education. It could be both of them, but that's very happy to have mostly student audience here. Okay, let's move the second question. And what we have here. The next question is, have you ever worked on a community project? Because among us are people who have never done any project, which is normal. So we are here to learn. But also, I think that we have some people who managed to do already something, who managed to implement at least one project or even more projects. And as we see the results, we have people who really did. So we have most of you already have experience to do something, which is very nice. And I think someone is on mute, so I wanted to ask you to mute yourself, but I don't know who it is, so I can't see my screen.
We have Akib. Can we ask you to mute yourself, please? And Gabriel as well. Please.
Yeah, everyone, please just mute yourself and keep it muted. Okay, so basically we have the majority, the half of our audience for now are people who already managed to implement any community project. No difference, it was big or it was small, but anyway, you did it. We have people who answered a little. Maybe you participated, maybe you have been a part of the small organization, but anyway, you have some experience, some little experience. And also, I'm very happy that we have people who have never did it. So basically, for you, it will be very, very interesting. And for people who already done any project, it will be maybe not super, super new, but I'm sure that you will gain some new tools during our call. Next question is, how familiar are you with project planning tools? If you know, what does it mean? SMART or SWOT, or what is Gantt chart? So just let me know, because we are also going to speak about this kind of things, these tools. So I see that majority of you have some knowledge. Maybe you know only SMART or only SWOT, but anyway, that's nice that today we will go more deeper to the information. And also the second majority is not familiar, which is also very nice because I will share new information. At the meantime, you can just keep your camera open because I see your faces. And thank you, Henry. Thank you, Jumana and Raymond and others, to open your cameras open. That's great. That's great that also we have the small minority that already is very familiar, but anyway, I think it will be interesting for you. And the next question, what's your main motivation for joining today's session? You are mostly eager to learn new skills or to develop a project idea, or to gain experience or inspiration, because sometimes we have everything environment, but we are not very interested to do or inspired to do something, or sometimes we are super motivated that we don't know from where to start, or we know from where to start, we are inspired, but we lack at least some skills. So this is about what your motivation is. We still have some people answering the question, and let's wait some 10 seconds too. Yeah, that's great. So the majority of you want to develop a project idea, which is the most important thing, because sometimes I met youth, they are coming and they are saying, I want to start, I want to be a speaker, I want to start something. But when why? what's the purpose and everything. They not always have answers to this question. Thank you for your answers. And I think that's the last question. How confident do you feel about creating a community project idea? So you think that you own everything you need, or you think that I still struggling because I don't think that I'm enough capable to start something, or you are like, maybe I can't, maybe it's not mine. What's the way you think and always are okay? Okay, so we have a small minority who is not confident yet, but I'm sure that at the end of the presentation, you will feel that it was very easy, like why I was not confident. The same thing about the majority, somewhat confident, like it's something, it's about the lack of the knowledge, maybe, or something else. So you are going to discover. And I'm very happy that another majority is kind of very confident and really knows that it's going to start something, and it will be not very easy, but it will be possible. That's great. Thank you very much for answering this question. I will keep your answers, and let me go to the next slide. So the next slide is about expectations. It's very, very important because at the end we are going to discuss about your expectations. For that, I prepared a Padlet. I'm not sure, have you ever tried what is Padlet? But I think you see my screen. So here, if you are now on your mobiles, I will send a link and then you will see that there is a possibility to post something. For example, I expect that I will gain knowledge about, I don't know, how to start something. I will understand what is budget. I will find some people which are interested and passionate about my project and everything. So here is this post part. You need to click here and also here, right? For example, what's your expectations? Particularly me, I expect that you will be very satisfied after the project. Now I will share the screen. You need just to write your expectation here without your names, just like to know, and then publish it. For example, be just like that, for example, and publish it, and it will already appear here. So now I will share the. Sorry, Jackson Henry, I will ask you to mute yourself. Okay, so I'm going to share with you the link, and please enter here and put your expectations so we can have one goal.
Okay, let me, Jackson Henry, we can hear you and it's a bit disturbing the session. Can you please mute yourself?
If you have any trouble, just let me know because I send the link. I send the link to the chat. I'm going to send one more time. Maybe you lost it. So the thing you need is just to come to open this post part, to write about your expectation, what you are expecting about, and then publish it. So it will appear here, and we always see actually what's your expectation. I see one to be helpful. So please, if it's not possible, for sure you can write here, and I will copy paste it and make it visible on this platform. But I don't see yet any other answers, so I hope you can do that. It's not a hard job.
I can see some answers. Maybe try refreshing your page.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you, Jumana. Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much for writing your expectations. Let's we have a lot. So to make impact, I expect to learn new skills and learn how to mobilize my project. Be inspired to learn new things, to be helpful, be inspired. Then what I expect to learn how to make sustainable projects. To expect it to get, okay, you are writing very fast. I skip some of them. So learn tools. I expect to gain knowledge, be useful, to create impact, gain knowledge, to learn new skills and apply it, which is very, very important for sure, to apply it right after you will learn something new. That's great. Thank you for sharing your expectations here. It will be much more easier at the end to check it was helpful or not, today's our discussion. Thank you. I see new answers. We have a lot of them, so let's try to write 2 more minutes. To learn more and to create something positive. That's great. Gain knowledge and ideas so that I can apply to make a change. To learn constantly. It's about lifelong learning, most probably. I see everyone's expectations. So you can continue to put here yours, because I see there are still people who are writing. And also the name is Padlet, so you can use it always with your audience during your community projects to gather ideas. And not only this has different features, and you can use this and keep your mind to have this tool. That's great. So, okay. Modeling Jen, please mute yourself.
Modeling Jen, we can clearly hear you and it's disturbing the session. Can you please mute yourself?
Thank you, Modeling.
Can you drop the link for this so I can add to it?
Yeah, sure. Just a
Thank
minute. You can find it on the chat, but I will send it one more time.
Yeah, I don't see anything here in the chat.
Yeah, that's okay. I just sent it. Okay. Just don't forget to mute yourself right after, so there is a noise. So basically, I think that's all. And I will share the expectations right after our meeting with you. You can also see, and at the end, you can just compare the results. Modeling, you are still on mute, so just please to mute yourself. You're on mute. Just turn your microphone off. This is the thing that we're asking. Okay. Okay, let's continue our presentation. And for sure, we'll come back later to this. Okay, what is a community project? Basically, during my slide, you can see different pictures from different projects that I did. And this picture is a community project, which is about Eastern Partnership countries. Maybe you are not very familiar with these countries. It's Armenia, Georgia, Azerbaijan, Belarus, Ukraine, and Moldova. And this is happening in Tbilisi, in Georgia. And we gather together with young leaders who already did some project. And as you see here, the definition, a community project can be defined as a process of collaborating with community members to create a positive change. So basically, this community it can be your village, it can be your city, it can be your school, it can be your town, your street. And community leaders are those who inspire, mobilize, and lead others to achieve a shared vision and goals for the benefit of the entire community. So basically, it's not just
Modeling, we can still hear you. We will need to take actions if you don't mute now. Please mute your microphones, everyone besides the speaker, because it's disturbing. Thank you.
Okay, so basically, being a leader, it's not only about your own dream, your personal dream, but it's also about the community where you are living, and you should do something with them, for them, and that's about the basic definition of community projects and people who are doing that. So the importance of community projects and its roles can be different, because we can do one project which can have different influences. For example, we can do a project which will influence on local development, which is about, for example, to create a new garden on your town, which will create local changes. Also, maybe you will do something which will be more or less about economic growth. For example, you are starting social entrepreneurship with your project, and you are influencing somehow in economy. We have, for example, state development. And here, actually, I wanted to ask you, please, if you want to speak, just raise your hand and I will just pick someone and ask to speak. So just don't turn on your microphones and speak. Let's just do more in a good way. So I want to ask you, for example, what kind of project is coming to your mind that can preserve culture and your heritage, for example? It can be very small project. It doesn't important to have like very big scales and everything, but something that you think that it can influence to cultural preservation, and even you can do it right now. There is anything coming your okay, I see the first hand. Jumana?
Yes. So an idea I thought of, like, to help preserve culture, whether it's your own or like other cultures, is to maybe like raise awareness about like your culture or the cultures that are like being erased, and then helping people know more about it in a way to help preserve it,
Yeah.
and empowering the people of that culture as well, and helping them spread their culture and for other people to like see it.
That was very good example actually. And thank you very much for sharing this. And we have another hand. The name is iPhone, but I don't want to call you like that. So maybe you can introduce yourself and then go with your example. Second hand. The name is iPhone on the mobile, but I can see your name to call you in appropriate way. Okay. Let's go with Muhammad Harun. Muhammad. Okay.
Oh,
You're back. You're back.
I think the iPhone is my name.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi everyone.
Hello.
So my name is Alice Francis. I'm from Papua New Guinea.
Mm-hmm.
And in PNG we have like diverse culture with more than 800 plus languages. So one of the way that we can preserve our culture, specifically our different languages, it would be to create an app that would help our young generations coming up to learn their language so that we don't lose our culture. Because in this day and age, our languages are slowly dying out because our youths don't get the chance to learn their languages. Yeah. So it would be better.
That's really great idea because it comes from idea. So we have problem regarding the lack of the usage of the language in somehow. So that's the problem. This is the idea. Let's do something. Okay, let's create a website or let's create an application and try to make young generation to very motivated to come to do something or play with this language or just communicate with each other in the platform. So it can be even a community project because this is a problem, and these problems can be in different fields. Right now you are doing your assignment in conflict resolution. Do you have any idea how you can do a small project which can influence the situation regarding conflict, that you can do something and after that maybe conflict will be much more easier to tackle, or you will feel that you did something in here? Like we have Geraldine.
Yes. Well, hi. I don't know if you can see me. Hi. One idea, a problem that I have noticed, and I think that it could be like, a project that can like respond to that, is, for example, the discourses, the digital discourses that are in social medias and spread on stereotypes about gender inequality. And I think that a way like to try to reduce this type of discourses could be, for example, if we, well, in my case, if you like group with other people that feel that issue and try, for example, to through social medias too, because you need like to attack the problem in the area. Try to like promote this critical thinking about this type of discourses in order like to promote that the rest of the people think more about it and not like they continue spreading, I think that in an innocent way, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yes.
that's great. That's great. Yes, for example, even when sometimes we are just sharing one story on Instagram, and we have some international friends, and they are seeing what's happening and everything, that also can influence. People can speak about. Also, at the same time, it can affect on raising awareness. Like you can do one project which can have different flows. And here I see Mab Muhammad, right? I spell it correctly, hopefully.
Yes.
That's
Hi.
one example. Hello.
Hi, how are you? So, as someone who's coming from a conflict affected area, I would suggest to work on mental health. I'm from Sudan, and as you might know, that we do have a conflict right now in our country. So, I believe if we can work on,
Okay, don't worry.
yes, if we can work on mental health in a campaign, if we can coordinate a mental health campaign, that will be very helpful.
That's also another brilliant idea, and also it's about capacity development too, because for that you need to have some skills. It's not always very easy to work in the field about like mental this everything, and also it's about sustainable development in some way, so we can merge different things. And that's very important that you already started to think that what kind of problems you have in your country, because you see here different options, different approaches, and your community project can be very influential on any of this. But your real goal is to understand which is more prioritized for you, which is more important, which is first hand, which one is that, and then go with that. Jumana, you have something to add?
Yes, I just wanted to add one more point. I believe to like work on conflict resolution would be to help unite the people on a shared goal. Conflicts usually arise because of different point of views, different beliefs, which cause the conflict. So a way to help prevent and manage such conflicts is by uniting the people and helping the people like agree on a certain point of view.
That's great. That was a great comment. Thank you very much, Jumana. And the last remark is by Joy. Joy? Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you from my side?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, please. So for me, my project is based on health, on adolescent menstrual health, and also debunking the myth about emergency contraceptives. In my country, Zambia, there are a lot of usage without proper guidance from the hospital. Everybody's using these things that is causing a lot of irregularities and also causing infertility problems. So I'm trying to work a way around that, trying to sensitize adolescents. Thank you.
That's great. And also I got already some messages with encouraging participation, because you have some people on your team to go to raise awareness firstly, then build some trust and unity that everyone will trust more and come to work with you, which is also the big and the important part, and also encourage participation and to try to influence on change. I see other hands, but you will have opportunity to speak, so don't worry. You can still even keep your hands raised, because I'm going to ask another question. If you have ever seen these sustainable goals and you know that what it is about, just write on the chat that yes, or send some emoji, or just raise your hand so I can understand it that you know what it is. So what are Sustainable Development Goals, UN Sustainable Development Goals? Okay, I see in the chat a lot of people are writing yes, and I see a lot of emojis. Sometimes we know that, we heard of that from somewhere, that this is the word goals, we can call the UN goals, which are very important and prioritized for the entire world, we can say. And if it's the number one, it doesn't mean that this is the most important one. They are just 17 equal important problems. Every country should work about it. For example, from our case, I'm coming from Armenia. Our country has a specific separate strategy regarding sustainable development goals. So we have our separate strategy, but it's not for every country to have this. If we look at these goals, we will see that, for example, there is a problem or like the goal regarding life below water. It's not always about all countries. For example, in Armenia or in other countries, we don't have sea, right? For example, or we are not very open to the close. We are not very near to ocean. But there are a lot of countries, especially African countries, which has this phenomenon around them. So they need to think about that. We had climate action, which is about mostly the whole world. My favorite one is SDG 4, quality education, which is always very important for every single country. Not the same way, because for African some countries, the problems and the goals are different. For Latin American countries, it's different. For Asian one is different. For Europeans are different. We have gender equality, which is also very harsh here. In most developing countries, we have such problems. And now, I will read: no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy, decent work and economic growth, industry innovation, reduced inequalities, sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumption, climate action, life below water, life on land, peace, justice, partnerships for the goals. Now, I want you pick one goal and write the number of that goal on the chat, which is very important for your community. And you think that your potential project that you have on your mind can be connected with this goal. For example, if I will do project, I will do with for sure like quality education, because this is my goal. But for each of you, there are different approaches. And let's see what kind of numbers we will find here and which one will be maybe the most. So we have 4 like quality education. We have a lot of 3s, good health and well-being. And this was one of the examples we already heard from our colleague about mental health. So we have partnership for the goals. That's great. 1 and 3, no poverty and good health. 5 is gender equality. SDG 6, clean water. Clean water is something that it's very common, especially in African countries. So last year, I remember we had some initiatives connected with this goal. We have 10, reduced inequalities. Numbers are mostly 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 17, 10. So 9, what is an industry, innovation, and infrastructure? So Joash Kibrona was the first, I think, who picked industry and innovation. It's interesting always to know. Oh, the first one about SDG 8, decent work and economic growth. Hopefully we will have also some social enterprises at the end of the program. So that's great. And we have 6, clean water. We already, there are people who match a lot of goals, because sometimes it's not possible to understand this. The source of the problem is only poverty or only the educational system. So we need to work parallelly on both of them. And that's very important that you understand that if you are going to do any initiative, it's not just about you. You will influence also the world UN Sustainable Development Goals. You will do something which will make better these goals, which will create new statistics. And the next time when world leaders will meet together in somehow, they will also consider that there are something already done in the field of, for example, mental health, and we need to change the goal because we already have something good, hopefully. So think globally and think that you can influence at this stage too. Now let's speak about key competencies of leaders, and then we have very interesting 2 cases to discuss together. So vision and strategic thinking, creating a shared vision for the community, which is very, very important. Like vision is something that you should desire, you should wish to reach that. It sometimes can be not very realistic, but as big you will take your vision, as far you can go. Relationship building and maintenance. Networking is one of the most important parts. Even when you are right now opening your cameras, if I can see your faces, I will remember you. For example, I already noticed some names here. I will remember them. If some of you will, I don't know, connect someone on LinkedIn, send a message that, I'm one of the participants, like, I don't know, I'm Jumana, we met together. So I will remember immediately that, I remember that girl. She was like, she was all the time opening her camera, or for example Monica or Mariam or Jennifer or any of you who are using this single moment to network. This is also the way you can network. And if you want to build something, that's also very, very important. I see I have new faces here. I'm very happy that you got that. This is very, very important, especially nowadays in 21st century, because everything is basically online. You can do anything you want at the other side of the world, and that's very, very important. And also networking among your peers, because you need to make everything very stressful. If you are a leader, you need to have group mates, and you need to be equal. For sure, you need to be the initiator, but without a group, it's not possible. Yes, everything is starting from the individual. That's something we can reject, but without a good theme, it's very hard to do something impactful. And advocacy and influence, for sure, you should not just to do your project, but then to speak about your project, to speak about results with the stakeholders, with people who decide something on that it can be like meaningful, more meaningful. Now we are going to read and to know two stories, which is a success story, which is not, and then we are going to compare and understand why one worked and the other does not. So now I want pick one of you to read the first just paragraph. Maybe I see Fruher Tawakal. Hello, can you read the first just paragraph?
Yes, sure. Do you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Success story. Amazing changes are taking place in downtown Detroit, once known for its waste and urban sprawl. The city has become a central of social transformation thanks to the urban farming initiative. This grassroots movement is a testament to the power of local action and collaboration, showing how even the smallest budgets they can yield significant results.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Second paragraph, Mariam Ahmadi. Can you read?
Yeah, sure. The second paragraph.
Yeah. Mhm.
Through an area where weekend lots have been transformed into vibrant gardens full of life and thriving plants. Residents have come together to develop these spaces, transforming them into large productive spaces that provide the population with fresh fruit and vegetables. That intentions begin with a simple idea to utilize existing land and give residents that opportunity to grow their own food.
That's great. Thank you very much. And let's go with Max. I see you on my screen too. The last paragraph. Maybe you can read. Max? Max, I see you, but I think you, okay, maybe you don't want, okay. I will go with someone else. Monica Puyal.
Yes, I can. So, with minimal funding, community members have taken the lead using donations, grants, and their own labor to create gardens, not only provide nutrients, food, but also improve the environment overall. These urban gardens have become gathering places for people, strengthening their ties between neighbors and restoring community spirits. Families come together to plant, nurture, and harvest, strengthening friendship and sharing knowledge.
That's great. Thank you very much. So basically, to summarize, there is a place they don't have anything, any green environment, and people understood that this is bad. And they started to donate and volunteer to create a garden, and then it became much more better. So now we are going to watch a very short video, like about this initiative, so you can understand better. I will share my screen with the voice, so you can hear the sound too, and then we'll go to the second case.
Every year, in the great wheat belt just east of the Rockies, the fields turn to gold. Every year, with luck and hard work, thousands of families on large and small farms harvest the golden grain.
Okay, so this was the first initiative, and now let's read about the second initiative and watch another video, which is a failed example. But anyway, let's see what was happening. So now I will pick I'm trying to. Henry Kisiga. Can you read the first paragraph, Henry?
In the heart of Nairobi, Kenya lies Kibera, one of Africa's largest and most densely populated slums. For decades, this vibrant yet complex community has faced enormous challenges, including inadequate housing, poor sanitation, and limited access to basic services. The Kibera slum upgrading projects, a $80 million project funded by international donors, such as World Bank, has been launched to bring about transformative change.
Thank you. Maybe Alfin, maybe you can continue.
At first glance, this initiative seemed destined for success, promising to improve living conditions and infrastructure for thousands of residents. However, the reality was much more complicated. Despite significant financial resources, the project faced numerous challenges that ultimately reduced its effectiveness.
Okay, thank you very much. And the last paragraph, maybe Gloria Varco. We can't hear you, Gloria. Please unmute.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Am I audible enough?
Yeah, now you are.
Okay. The story of this project serves as a visual reminder that even with the availability of vast resources, success is not guaranteed. It emphasizes the exceptional importance of community engagement and a deep understanding of local needs in implementing development initiatives.
Thank you very much. So basically, it was about the construction. Then in Kenya, there were problems regarding housing, and a lot of foundations and government had got a lot of money to create new buildings. So, but basically they failed. So now we are going. And Max, I saw your message, Ben. Okay, we will call you Ben, but on your Zoom you have Max, so I couldn't guess that Ben will be better. That's okay. We will communicate another time. So now let's watch another video to understand what happened and come to discuss something.
Kenya is set to start work on Phase 2 upgrade of Kibra slum, and Soweto residents have been given 1-month eviction order ahead of the housing project. Kibra was identified for redevelopment since it is one of the largest slums in Africa, with an estimated population of 400,000 people. The project is being spearheaded by the Ministry of Housing and is part of the planned upgrade of the slum, which has been divided into 4 zones. Speaking during the Tuesday groundbreaking of the Kibra Soweto Zone B social housing project, President William Ruto said the government will enter an agreement with the contractor in order to allocate at least 40% of works to locals. The project, which will take 2 years to complete, will see 4,054 low-cost houses constructed. President Ruto said 2,500 workers who will be employed during construction are also to be examined and issued with recognition of prior learning certification to help them secure jobs after completion of the housing project. The houses will be issued under the tenant purchase scheme, where a 2-bedroomed unit will cost 4,600 Kenyan shillings monthly and 3-bedroomed unit 6,500 Kenyan shillings. President Ruto said that in the next 1 year, his government will have started construction of 200,000 housing units because this is a project that cannot wait. The government also targets ensure 50% of constructed houses fall under social housing. At least 200,000 houses are to be constructed annually to meet the 2 million annual demand. The ambitious project is also seeking to tap into pension funds for 1 trillion Kenyan shillings financial backing for construction of 1 million low-cost housing units by 2027. Counties have been urged to allocate land where the projects will be located, and Nairobi County already has 3,000 acres of land targeted for housing development.
Okay, so basically, they had very ambitious plans. They had money to do that, but unfortunately they didn't manage to do it completely or even in a way. So now let's discuss a bit. I expect
Kenya is set
to have your raised hands if you want to answer to the question. So now let's discuss, why did the initiatives have such fates? Like why one of that worked and the other not? So what was the difference and what was the important to have in your initiative so it can be successful, and on what you need to focus more? So if you want to answer to the question, you can raise your hands and just explain that why you think that what was the most features and characteristic that had the first one and didn't have the other. Kadet, I see your your hand is raised. Kadet Vandera.
Hey, the reason as to why I think the initiative failed is because mostly I start the funding aspect of it. Yeah, there might be money, but those officials dealing with the money, maybe they didn't allocate the proper amount needed to fully fund the projects. So there is the money. Then another thing is the structure. Let me see the structural aspect of Nairobi City County. As far much as the government wants to deal with these and any housing projects, as in make Kibera a better place, you have the architectural aspect of it. Let me say Nairobi didn't start yesterday, and probably the planning, the architectural design does not hold up to.
Okay, thank you very much for your comments. That's right. Like they have money that they didn't have like structure or implementation plan, or they are lacking some knowledge how to build something or how to use money, or in which stage which percent of money should be used, which is important. Geraldine.
Yes. Well, I think that one of the problems, maybe because in my country here there are some like troubles with it, maybe it's like the difference on like if the government want to create a community project, and the confidence that the citizens are going to have in the project in order like to be part and support the project, and in the other side it's a project created by the citizens to the citizens, and it like sometimes it creates more confidence in order like, oh okay, I'm going to trust them because they are suffering the same issue as me. So it could be one reason also.
Yeah, that's a very good actually remark. Blamo, I will ask you to mute yourself, just we will come to you for sure. But what is very important here, when you mentioned that this is citizens for citizens, sometimes we want to do something good for some people who are living outside for our community, but we think that it will be very great for them to have this kind of good thing, right? Like good thing. But if they don't consider this is good for them, they will never succeed. They will just be very aggressive. We don't need that. So that's very, very important that both your community and the leaders and the initiators will believe the same idea and vision. When you believe that that's really important for you, you can do it without even any money, like, or just with donation. But when you really don't think that it's a good thing to live in a good apartment because you used to live in other conditions and that's basically fine for you. So even if will come people with the huge dollars and money and everything and the investment, anyway it will not work, and this is one of the factors, not the big factor, because we have the another factors too, but also this is one of the most important things that you mentioned. Thank you, Geraldine. Jumana.
Yes, so this might not be the most ideal answer, but I believe another factor that could have been a reason for like that one to fail and the other to succeed. It could be relating to overconfidence. They had everything. Like you would look at it and you would assume that they would succeed very easily. And overconfidence is a very dangerous thing when you start beginning to overlook some things when you're not even realizing that you're overlooking them because you got very overconfident that you've got everything to make it work. So this could have been another factor to it failing.
Yeah, thank you very much. It was very nice, actually. Yes, because sometimes there are some country leaders or even just people, they are thinking that they know everything. Okay, I already own everything. I will do that. I will do that. So I don't need your advice. I don't need your recommendations. I already know everything because I own money. And sometimes it creates big challenges because this overestimation, it's kind of very important thing, and we are going also to speak about risk management, which is a part of it. And the last remark, Milton. Milton, we can't hear you. Can you speak? Milton? It's Milton.
Can you hear me now? Sorry.
Yeah, we can hear you.
So sorry, I had a bit of a problem with my mic here. Another reason why some of these projects seem to fail is because they are initiated as a campaign strategy. I'm personally from Kenya, and this is something that we've seen a lot, where a government comes with a brilliant idea. Affordable housing was actually a brilliant idea, but mostly the challenge they face is the real intention behind wanting to actually build these houses. Because sometimes you come up with this project not as a way to help the people, but as a way to make yourself as a leader look good. And so, you will be always planning, always promising, and the term limits end, and you find that a project that was started by one government ends up being completed like years later after that president finishes his terms and all that. So I think that is also another great reason, another good reason why some of these projects do not actually get to completion, because they're not actually focused on the people and helping the people, but the leaders are focused on themselves, getting more money and making themselves look good.
That's right. They just they didn't count capacity too. They didn't know that how many years they need to reach the goal, and a lot of other things. Okay, let's move forward, and we will the people who already raised their hands. Just we have the limit of the time. That's why I will not ask you. But during the conversation, we have different parts of speaking, so don't worry, you will manage to speak. So now I want you to write on the chat that for you, what is the most important to know what you need to start to develop a project? Like we already speak about different projects, we spoke about the purpose, we spoke about like different things, which is successful, which is not successful. For you, what do you think? Which is the most important that is needed? A project plan. This is very important. We need to have a plan. The idea, the vision. Okay, what else you think that it's needed to start or to develop a project? Strategic planning. Having a clear goal is one of the most important part. In any community project, in any project, in any country, in anything. And we are going to speak about this too. Identifying a problem, which is very important. That's great. Problem solving, having goals and objectives. Identifying a community real problem. That's right. I think the first thing needed to start a project is understanding a real problem. That's context. Context is also a very important thing, because something which already was successful in some country, in some Tisope, I would like to ask you to mute yourself. Tisope, can you mute yourself? Can you turn your microphone up? Thank you. Thank you. The scope of your project, does it combine education and health, for example? That's great. Have a well-defined scope to avoid scope creep. Proper structure. You actually mentioned the most important parts and everything. So now we are finally going to understand the real tools. Right now, I'm going to present you canvas. This is the business model. I'm just presenting it for your information. I mean, you are going anyway to learn it, or you already managed to learn it during like your assignment. But this is one thing which is very useful when we are speaking about initiative, a project. This is specifically for business one, but you can also use for just community project. Like what we need to have. Like basically we started with idea, which is very nice. So before coming to canvas, let me highlight the importance of idea, the goal, which should be very, very correctly, very specific, very concrete. We should have partners with whom we can collaborate, or we can consider them like teammates or just people who are coming from different organization and they can help you. Activities, value proposition, which is sometimes idea in community cases. We should have resources, and it's not only about money. And from here, I wanted to highlight the customer relationships. It's also can consider the relationships between you and the beneficiaries you are going to work with. Now, let's understand how to understand the idea. This method is actually for answering behavioral interview questions, the STAR method, which is about situation, task, action, and result. But you can always use it while defining your idea. So what it is? Firstly, you already mentioned about the context, situation. Describe the context of background of your initiative. What is the current situation that created the need for your project? When you are going to think about something, you spoke about like conflict, mental health, education, water, and everything. So first thing is to prove why your idea, like why it is important. So you should say that I'm living in these conditions, because I'm living in these conditions. We have this kind of situation here. So basically, this is the facts. And that's why some problem arise. The second is explain the specific goals and challenges of your initiative. What exactly are aiming to achieve? And this is about your task, the problem. So I'm living in environment where we lack the mental health knowledge, and that's a problem. And that's why I want to do something that's already action. Outline the strategies and actions you will take to achieve your vision. What step you will implement. So I want to create a summer school of mental health. For what? And this is when we are asking for what, it's already the result. Describe the expected outcomes and impact of your initiative. What changes or benefits do you hope to see? Here is an example. Let's just understand. In many situations like that, in many urban neighborhoods, residents experience food insecurity due to limited access to fresh produce and healthy food options. This is the situation of our first video, the successful one. Remember, like it was urban neighborhoods, no green, no food, and basically people understood that it's a problem. And what they said, their task was to launch a community garden initiative aimed to providing access to fresh fruits and vegetables while promoting sustainable gardening practices. So they got that the situation is like that, like of the green spaces. So let's create this great green space. What they did to collaborate with local organizations to secure land and resources, organize workshops on gardening techniques, and engage community members in planting and maintaining the garden. Basically, people who are living in urban areas are not very familiar with how to work with this stuff. And that's very important to speak about techniques, the capacity, and also use all resources, which are not always about money. And result, the initiative is expected to increase access to healthy food, strengthen community cohesion, and raise awareness about sustainable practices. Basically, it doesn't serve only food for this city, but also food for the other communities and cities as well. So they are coming to buy something from here. Now, let's speak about SMART goals. I remember that some of you already know about it. Even if you are speaking about your life, it's very important to be very specific. Sometimes we are telling like, I want to get skills from that workshop, right? What kind of skills? Maybe you will learn something, but maybe it will not be very useful. So you should be always very specific regarding your goals. It should be very specific. The goal is concrete and tangible. It should be measurable. We are going to see some examples so you will understand. The goal should be measurable. The goal should be attainable, relevant, and timely. So let's go with examples and read and understand. These goals are smart or they are not. So do they have the all characteristics of smartness, this specific measurement, attainable, relevant, and timely, or they are not? So I see, let me check some new faces here. Rita, Zambia, Namibia. Can you hear me? We can't hear you. Can you turn your microphone on and just read the example? Mm-hmm.
You can hear me now.
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Example, over the next 6 months, we will increase community participation in our initiative by 30% by organizing monthly seminars and outreach events.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much. I will explain the first one. The next one you will do by yourself. Like over the next 6 months, this is our time. When? During which period? This is timely. So we already have the one, right? From our SMART goal. We will increase community participation in our initiative by 30%. We have here measurement. It's 30%. We have a specific measurement. By organizing monthly seminar and outreach events. So we have relevance here because we will increase community participation by seminars and events. Basically, we have this relevance here. So what we then, it's attainable. Basically, yeah, in 6 months, we can organize some initiatives. It is very specific? No, because what kind of seminars? What kind of events? So it's very general here written. When you will write your project ideas and your goal, be as specific as possible, because I want to create a mental health. I want to conduct mental health classes. This is just a phrase. If you want to make it smart, you will say during this period of time to raise awareness among youth age like 16 to 25. I want to organize 3 events on mental health and psychology to raise awareness among, I don't know, 15% of young people from my community. And this 15% should be a number. So be as specific as possible. Now, the next one, you should read the example and you should tell, this is already the other person I will pick. You should say, this is smart or there is something which is lacking here. For example, let's go with, I want new faces. I can see new faces. I see a lot of close cameras. So if you open, I can see new people here. Jennifer, I asked you anything? Jennifer from Kenya, can you hear us? Mm-hmm. Let's go.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, read the example.
The statement. We hope to raise awareness about environmental issues through various community events. Following the SMART goal, the awareness is not specific. They just hope to raise awareness about environmental issues. They have not specified which environmental issue. Is it waste management? And then in terms of time, they have not given the specific time of
that's
fulfilling
great.
this awareness.
That's
then
great.
In terms of measurable, they haven't even explored the objectives to be measured. Yeah, the example is not concrete in terms of SMART goals achievement.
That's wonderful. Thank you. And also it's not relevant because environmental issues, various community events. If I will do, for example, some cooking class, it will consider to be environmental issue or not. So we don't have relevance here. Thank you. Very nice commenting. It was very, very nice. The next example, I will pick Memunat Ojay.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, our initiative aims to provide skill training to 100 young people in our community over the next year by offering weekly workshops on various vocational skills. Okay, comparing it to the SMART this thing, it's quite specific. There's a time limit on it, and then it definitely has measures to it. So from my understanding, it seems like a pretty good example for a strong project.
Yeah, anything else? New more comments regarding this, or you think that's all?
No.
Okay.
I think that's all for now.
That's great. So basically, we have, as you said, we have what we have. I just because we have time limit, I will not comment. But that was very nice commenting. Thank you very much. I see here a hand raised. Ijeoma Ndada from Nigeria. Maybe you want to read one. Ijeoma Ndada.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Should I read the one on the screen currently?
Yeah, you should read that.
Okay. Our plan includes improving the community garden to promote local engagement.
What do you think? It's smart or it's not smart goal?
Okay, I don't think it's smart because we are talking about a plan, and I understand that the need for this to be concise, but this doesn't show any clear-cut plan. Improving the community garden in what ways? How are we promoting the local engagement? The SMART goals, M for measurable. Are these goals measurable? If I say I want to improve something, how exactly am I going to achieve that? It's not enough for me to say I want to improve the community garden. What specifically am I doing?
That's great. Yeah, that's great. Thank you, Ijeoma. That was the thing. Yes, we have here some very nice wish. We can say that's a wish, nothing else. It's not a goal. It's just a wish. Someone wished to have something like that, but it's not a goal. So for this part, my message is to be very, very, very attentive when you will write your own project goals. Be very specific. As specific as you will be, as easy will be to conduct a project. When you are writing something very big or general, it's not always easy to implement. The next thing, which is also very important to know, is Gantt chart. Actually, you have every single information on the guide that we provided. But anyway, I'm going to pass through it and explain it. So this is a Excel sheet. In our guide, we have this Excel. Some of you asked to have this access, but it's not possible. You should just copy this file and create a new one. Just download this and work on that. You can't work on that like directly, but you can download it and then work. So what it is like the scheme, the whole map of your program. For example, what kind of activities you are going to do. Every single step you need to describe here. For example, if you want to do, let's keep example, the focus on the garden one, the successful story that you remember. For example, it should be, firstly, understand who is in the team. Find new people. Find land. Find resources. Find some technicians who know how to teach, how to work with the land and everything. So these should be your activities. You should write every single step. As detailed you will write, as easy will be to implement your project because you will have the image behind you. The next one is responsible. Sometimes in groups we are telling, okay, you two this do and you this do. Have always one responsible for your projects. I know that maybe some of you will have only 2 people or 5 people extra, but always have one responsible for every single action. Because when you are trying to say, okay, we will do, and you are coming together the next week to have a report reunion, and you just realize that no one did nothing because you just delivered an action, an activity to the team, and everyone were thinking that, okay, he will do or she will do. That's why you should always have one single responsible for every single action. That you know that at the end you will say, okay, why you didn't have, because it was you who were responsible. It will be nice always take into consideration risks. Why? Because maybe you say organize a meeting with 15 people, but maybe this 15 people together is a bit difficult. And if it's difficult for your community, you need to write somewhere, we will speak about risk, to know that if it will not work, I will ask my friends, I will send a message to the school I learned, I will send a message to this NGO which is working with youth, and etc. And this is the part of solutions. And for sure, you can always also write partners. And here is the dates. Like, for example, this action I'm going to do in 10th of September. You can color it. Second activity, Sorry? Seneta, you are audible. Seneta, sorry, but you are audible. We can hear you. Can you? Okay, thank you. Yeah, and that's the part to just have it. You can for sure use activities responsible and just the dates to see when, what, and who should do the task. But anyway, it will be very nice if you use and have time to think about risk, that it's solutions and partners like other individuals or other organizations who can help you in this. Here is partners. There is a second chart on the Excel, which is about to have partners. Sometimes we are thinking, anyway, I'm going to speak with, I don't know, City Hall, but they will not accept because everyone is going to speak something with them and they always reject. That's very important that when you are going to negotiate on something, you will always show that it will be win-win. What does it mean? That I'm giving you something, you can give me something. I'm going to ask for a territory to conduct a lesson. Maybe you need some room, and you will say, that will be great. You can give me this for free, and for that we can raise awareness about your services that you are doing among our beneficiaries. Always in your mind, when you are going to negotiate with people, with organization, to ask for something, have something that they can also benefit. Because if everyone goes to ask organization to help them, they will one day say, okay, we just don't want to collaborate with anyone. That's why I always think how you can also be beneficial for them. Another thing is SWOT. I'm sure that mostly majority of you knows what does it mean, but SWOT is an analysis which is helpful for strategic planning that allow you to assess the impact of factors in the external and internal environment. So we are going to have examples and you will understand. So SWOT is our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Strengths and weaknesses are our internal part, and opportunities and threats are external part. What does it mean? So that's very logical that strengths and opportunities are helpful and weaknesses and threats are harmful. So I have 3 examples. I will give the first example, and the other 2 I will pick some of you to do. So, for example, I want to learn Arabic, and this is something I really want. What is my strength? Strength is it I'm very motivated. This is internal part. This is on me. I'm very motivated. I know already some languages, so maybe it will create much more good environment for me to start a new language. This is my strengths. And okay, what is opportunity? I know some website, Duolingo or something else, which can help me to learn language freely. Or I have Arab friend, like our friend who is speaking Arabic, and I can ask him. So this is opportunity, external part. It's not on me, but it's something that I own. My weaknesses, for example, I don't have time. I'm super lazy. I can't find time to learn something new. And the traits that, for example, I don't have connection at all in my community, which is external challenge, and that can harm to reach my goal. So for your goal, it will be very great if you would do SWOT analysis. This is just for the individual goal for your personal goal, but you can also have different. So let's go with the second example. And I want to maybe Jumana, would you like to go with the second example and say what is trait, what is weakness, opportunity, and trait?
For the one that I want to visit Italy.
Yeah, for example, which country you want to visit?
I would want to visit maybe Spain.
Okay, let's do example with Spain so you will be more motivated to think about that. Okay. Okay. Let's imagine then Jumana really wants to go Spain. What is trait? What trait you have? Your internal trait.
All right, so like a strength that would help me.
Yeah, that would help you to reach your goal.
All right, so a strength would be the fact that I'm currently learning Spanish, so that would be a strength when I go to Spain.
Mm-hmm.
A weakness could be that I'm not very familiar with the culture or the way people interact. I'm learning the language, but it's difficult to learn the culture from the language.
Okay.
Opportunities. An opportunity could be like if I attend an event in Spain that could help me get there.
Or you find a friend who will host you there, so it will create.
Or a friend that I could go with, or that. Yes. And that threats like
external threat, like visa issue, for example. I need a visa. Yeah. I need a visa to get that country. Or I'm not like 18 years old and my family members, my parents don't allow me to go alone. And different other things. Okay, thank you. I see the hand of Daniel Vigo Mumba. Would you like to speak about the third example? Daniel, are you here with us?
Okay, I just want to let you know that I have to go to work, so I will be watching the recording of the rest of this. This is recorded, right?
It is like it should be. Alexandra, our friend, our colleague is here, should record it, hopefully.
Yes, because it doesn't say that it's recorded, so I'm wondering, can you record?
Yeah, we are not recorded on Zoom, but we are recording like extra program which you can see.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day, everyone. Take care.
Okay, thank you. So Danielle, you are here. If no, I will. Okay, there is no reply. Samuel Ilori, I see you raised your hand, so maybe you can go with the third example. Samuel.
Okay, yeah. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead.
So if I'm going with the third example, I want to conduct a seminar on project management. My strength is a ground knowledge on project management, all it entails. That will be my strength. My opportunities will be having supporters who have the same goal, who we can actually come together to make it possible. And my weakness is me not having the ground knowledge, or I don't really have a time to create a structured calendar for the program or for the event.
Okay.
Why the threats? The threats can be like maybe the community I am are not really interested in the project management skill I am, or about the management seminar.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, and that's very important to always take into consideration your abilities, because if you want to conduct a seminar, maybe you can organize and invite someone to come to speak, or you make yourself very aware about the topic. So you always need to understand and not overestimate, as I think Jumana mentioned about overestimation and everything. So you should be very sincere with you. I think you got also what soft SWOT it is, and it will be easy now to use, and you can always use with your own personal dreams and wishes and goals too. The last part is about risk management. So basically what we need to do. Actually, every time I remember when I was very young and passing this kind of events, they are teaching us risk management, and they are giving a lot of templates that we could use. But believe in me, not a lot of people every time opening and writing this every chart and following the every rule. So it's not sometimes possible, because you can at least think on your mind or discuss with your teammates to understand what is risk and to have like plan ABC. But it's not always like very possible, or you have time to sit down and write down every single like template and fill that. But it will be great. It will be really great if you are starting for the first time. It will be great to speak and to write separately about the risks. So firstly, you need to write your risks. So what it is about. For example, I'm going to do an event, but I need, for example, some speaker, because I don't know the sphere, the topic. And you should measure it. It is low, it's medium or high risk, and describe your risk. And for sure, prevention strategy, like solution, what I can do. Maybe I should speak with one of my friends who knows someone other who can come and to speak, or maybe I can write some of my other colleagues, or I can learn in very short time of period. So this is about that part. Okay, so basically what I planned for today was also to make you in groups, but unfortunately I don't have the host access, so I can't make you in groups to work, and you should work in different stages that we discussed together. I'm so sorry about that. But maybe another day we can come together and just speak about your own initiative ideas, and I can help you to define it much more better before you will send this everything. And for sure, I will send the Padlet to you. So basically, we can even share right now. We can check and see if there is anything that you to learn and apply. I don't know. It was mostly about tools. I will send this and you can find your one and understand did you manage to get this or not. But if you want to learn something more, it's okay. You can just let me know. So we can have another meeting on another. Actually, you have a lot of other meetings, so you will manage to learn new things, a lot of new things. But even if you think that there is something you want to go deeper about today's topic, you always can reach to me. And that's why I'm just leaving here, and we will send also the presentation. So this is my WhatsApp number, which is my working number. You can always write me. Daniel, you just came back. So we were calling you, but you were not here. So you just came. Okay, we got it. So basically, you can always text to me, not call me, because we are living in different time zones. Sometimes people are calling me, I'm sleeping, so that's not very nice always. But anyway, you can always text me. This is my email. You can use my Facebook and Instagram, and also my LinkedIn with the same name I have. And don't hesitate to ask me questions, because when I was in your age, your experience, I don't know, I was asking a lot of questions to anyone. I was thinking that it will be someone who will answer the question. So use this opportunity. Can we share and discuss project ideas with you directly? we can discuss it for sure. I can guide you in somehow, so you can write me, I will answer. I will try to guide you as much as possible, not very super fast, like when you are writing down. Don't expect that I will answer like after 5 minutes, but I will try to answer as soon as possible. And now if you have any questions, you can ask. Now we can use the stage for asking questions and answer. So I will just stop sharing. I will see your cameras too. And unfortunately, we could do this group work because I already decided to divide you in groups to send, to give you tasks, and you will work together and you will have more practical skills while doing it, while applying. But today we don't have this opportunity. Maybe later one day we will have another like 30 minutes or 1 hour meeting and we will do that. So now if you have any question, you can write down on the chat. Or you can just raise your hands and ask if you have any question. Because if you don't have, it's meaning that logically our meeting will end. So, okay, I see hands. Rehan?
Thank you very much. My name is Rehan Tayyab and I'm from Pakistan. That was a very beneficial meeting and your presentation. I appreciate it a lot. And my question is that since I will speak about myself individually since I'm studying and doing some other tasks, like I am a researcher and I have to write research papers. So I don't get much time to start community-based project, So since I'm a part of some other youth organizations, so I was planning to develop a project idea based on awareness about human rights because I have academic background in criminology. So does it work or not? That's my limitation. Basically, I wanted to, because there is a lack of community support in my city. So it is very, very difficult for me to start a community-based project to bring about a change. Is my question clear?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm done. Thank you.
Yeah, I got it. Actually, we were trying this year to have projects which are just starting. But as you are very busy, like the first thing I want to say, you are not required to struggle to manage everything. You should always prioritize. If you want, you can do. If you don't want, it's not obligatory to do that. That's an extra thing we were thinking about you, that maybe it will be more like useful for you. That's why we initiated this, but it's not like obligatory to divide you in 10 parts and don't manage to do anything. So that's okay. But also I want to just ask you to send a message on email regarding your specific context, so we can double check and answer, because like our team and especially Alexander will better know the answer. So I don't want to make some misunderstanding. So that's better. In that case, just send a message explaining the context and we will answer you by message. I just hear so the 2 questions on the chat. Can you share this presentation? For sure, we will send it by email. How can I get the Gantt chart? On Guide, we have this Gantt chart that separately, actually, with my presentation, I will send the Gantt chart too. So you can download if there is any problem regarding downloading or accessing the file. I heard you saying of Erasmus Mundus scholarship. Would be open helping one apply for such scholarship too, or we are limited for asking for the community project? Like you can for sure ask, because I already shared about it. Actually, I am working with a lot of alumni of Kectil program, and even we can basically provide you a letter of recommendation, but you need to finish the program. So that's not the thing I can. But for sure, if you really want, I have even like guides how to do that. So just let me know, just write to me and I will send you every material, every information you need. And I think even we can have like with some of our alumni Kectil colleagues, we had opportunity to have like Google Meets, like 30 minutes, very fast meetings to discuss something. So just use this opportunity. You can always write me. Okay, so Geraldine?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, my question is related to the project. I have to say, I have like groups, a group. I think many people. I can say. We were
Geraldine,
like
I'm sorry, but I can't hear you properly. Actually, can you just write down your question because I'm not sure your voice is not very audible.
Okay.
That yeah, or you can just write to me on my WhatsApp. Here is my WhatsApp tool, so you can use it and send a message there. I hope I didn't skip any message from the chat. Any question? I mean, I skipped messages, I think, but not the questions. Jumana?
Yes. So I just wanted to ask if there are any like projects or projects ideas that you might in a way not encourage very much. Maybe they're too common and they don't end up working out every time or something like that. Maybe something to avoid doing or
Yeah, got it. Actually, it's very specific. So there is not any single area that we are going to say, no, don't do that, because even the same problem in this in different contexts are working different. So if you know your problem very specifically, you can define it, you can do it why it is important. That's okay. There is nothing to say, no, no, no. There is, but for sure, our webinars are for for raising awareness about different tools that you can use. So maybe you already knew that you can have your idea, but now you know that how to prioritize it for which points approach to that. No worries about that.
All right, thank you.
Plamo Omayo, you have a question? Plamo?
Well, yes.
Yeah.
You hear me?
It's very
Well,
different. You have a lot of noise background in your background, so it's a bit hard, but go ahead.
well,
Biamo, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. Please, can you just write down your question or just send it by email? So because your voice is not, your internet is not stable, so your voice is not audible. Just write down or send a message like that it is possible for you. Okay, so I will answer the question of. I will answer the question of Geraldine. Okay. Biamo, I would like to ask you to mute yourself because your voice is not audible and you make a lot of noise. So thank you. You can just write down your question. My question is, as the project we want to develop is the first moment oriented to apply to the Cactus Grant, what type of project could be measurable? Because what group we were thinking to create to an organization, but I'm not sure if that can have measurable result in the short term. Like creating, I will say that first thing you can read everything on the guide, but even creating an organization, it's a result and it's measurable because you can have like the paper that you created something. So this is also a measurement, and also that's you who should decide what measurement for you, because you can say that we will have a board for 5 people and they are going to register the organization. So basically this will be the outcome, the final outcome. So about the other part, I think it's already written on the guide. That's why I will just pass that part. You can check if you will have any extra questions. You can just come and ask on email. Thanks very much. Okay, this is. You can type the question or email. Sorry, I have leave now for another thing. Okay. Arashli Valdivia. I think I spell it not correctly, but
Hi, it's Araceli, but don't worry. You can call me Ari.
Ari.
Yeah, Yeah, my question is, I guess I would like some advice. I have been wanting to create an organization to help youth for a while now, and I was thinking maybe I could combine like the bones of it that I already have with the Kectil program to create the organization. But also, since I want to do many other things within this organization, I was wondering if maybe it would be best to actually like launch a community-based project with my organization and combine that with the Kectil program. And also, I guess I just would like some advice on how can I go about this in general. Sometimes I feel a little bit overwhelmed because of all the things I want to do, and I started to think, oh well, I have to have a team and I need to have this and that and stuff. And I know the most important thing is to begin, but how could I do that? What would be some advice you can give me, please? And thank you.
Okay, got it. So regarding the organization and do something with your organization, like firstly, I just want to remind you guys that it's not always obligatory to have like state registered organization to start something. It will be much more better to start to do something, to initiate some project, very small thing, understand who is your partner, who is your friend, who is your team member, etc. And then just do it behind of the number initiative, not just organization. For sure you can combine it, or for sure you can do this initiative to understand who is your real teammates, and then create this organization already having the example, this experience that it can help you to surely understand who will be your teammates. Because sometimes when you are starting something, there are a lot of motivated youth like you among you, and everyone wants to invest, anyone wants to contribute, but at the end you see that only you are working, like, and also one or two maximum. That's okay, that's always like that. That's why I'm suggesting you not to do a big step towards to open an organization immediately if you don't have any prior experience to do initiatives. But you can start with Kectil to do your initiative, to gather your group, to understand what's your real and like final goal, to pass through this everything, and then, for example, open the organization. While I was joining Kectil, we started Kectil Armenia initiative, and we worked 6 months. We did a lot of initiatives, and right after that, we created, like, we registered as an organization. But when you are just registering as an organization, creating an organization, it's still nothing if you don't have the foundations. And foundations are coming when you are starting to do something just like initiative. About the overwhelming, that's normal. We all are human. That's normal. But if you have idea, if you are thinking about something, it means that you can manage to do it. If you have time to think about it, you will have time to implement it. So just concentrate on your goal, to define what's your goal, because when you have the real goal, you have always motivation. And sometimes for sure your motivation will pass, you will have a lot of work, you will, I don't know, got sick, I don't know, then you have like break up with in some relationship, everything, so it will affect for sure. But if you really know what you want, you will go despite the all challenges during your path. I think
Okay, thank you so
in
much.
that way I can answer.
Thank you very much.
That's great. So can I leverage my organization as a collaborator? It depends on the context, because if the organization that you are working in, which is not yet like your one, or even it's your one, you can prove that this is a stakeholder, this is someone which is helping in that way. For sure, we are encouraging partnerships and like relationship and networking, and during your initiative to have much more other like arms in other places. So it's always important to know for us the context, because we don't want that anyway you are working in an organization, anyway you will do something, and you are just writing that you do that on Kectil. So we don't want your usual daily job became converted to a Kectil initiative because it's just not fair. That's the thing that we want to have. How do I know what problem to solve? Yeah, already we have answer, but to know what problem to solve, you need to see the problem. If you don't see any problem, it means that your environment is ideal and perfect. So there is no need to change something. Maybe you live in this environment, who knows? So maybe you don't need to struggle with these ideas. Sharing incident, however, can you provide us with an official note to convince partners that the project is not funded? Actually, the project is not funded. You can find it. Yeah, I already saw the answer. Yeah, that's it. Any other questions?
All right, so I have a question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead. Daniel, it was you.
You are muted, Daniel.
Daniel, we can't hear you because you are speaking, but your microphone is turned off. Just turn it on and then speak.
All right, so I'm trying to say that I'm trying to create an organization, see, Modern Green Foundation. Yeah, so it's.
We can't hear you. When you open your camera, your microphone is turning off. So you should choose or camera or microphone.
Yeah, all right, so I'm saying that I'm trying to carry out a community impact initiative. Now the fact is, I think Kectil should have had some resources that can help us carry out the project effectively. You see, yeah, we appreciate you share the materials, you share all this stuff, but like from my experience, I'm trying to recruit some volunteers, and some volunteers are asking if it is a paid project or it's not a paid project. You see, I'm actually
I got the
working with.
question. I got the question. You see, the noun volunteer, it means that it's something without money. So if they don't know, you should just let me know. Because if you are recruiting volunteers, that's something that they know, they need to know, they have to know that this is something beneficial for community and there is no money there. If you are recruiting like workers, that time they can already ask. But if you are doing something for volunteer basis, so there is no money. Actually, as we already say, like we don't have resources we can deliver you right now, but please use opportunity of human capital, because not like money for sure it's very important, right? But there are some other resources which you have. These are connections, which are networking, and you can always use like online tools. You can always use online platforms to do a lot of initiatives. So if the direct answer is no, we are not going to provide during your initiatives money, which is about the resource, but we are going to provide you knowledge, network, and ways, which is by our example is much more like important. So, but you can always try to find investments. I remember we have such a webinar in the future that some of our colleagues will help you to understand how to find money and funds.
So I was thinking like Kectil should have partnered with global organizations such as the UNICEF and the UNHCR, the United Nations Development Program, since this organization is based in all these countries. And one of my suggestions from my community project members is that we have to partner with UNICEF and others as well from other countries, get colleges, they want to partner with UNICEF. So I think Madam Norway should have partnered with UNICEF or other UN agencies so that when we go there, they recognize us as impact-driven youth who wants to come up with community change, who wants to drive community advancements, who wants to empower some communities, isn't it? So I think when the Madam Noels had to carry out some meetings with these global organizations so that when we go there locally, they give us endorsement, they give us some technical advice on how we could carry out those projects. So I'm willing to listen to you.
Yeah, sure. About this technical stuff and guidance, we are going to provide you, and we have the number of webinars we are going to conduct to make your way much more easier. So the only thing you need just to wait the other announcements, because every time we have different topics. Regarding my topic, we were speaking about this kind of things, and we have other topics. So you should just wait. Logically, we will have all topics covered if it's about that part. So don't worry about that. Done. What other? Kindly mail all with questions right directly through email. I hope the meeting has been long overdue. We appreciate it and it was a great topic. Okay, so for sure you can always write your questions through the email. Our team, we are trying to answer you as fast as possible. And I would say that maybe that's the end. We can just say each other goodbye and maybe we'll see soon somewhere in the world or somewhere someone just on the window of the Zoom call. So thank you very much for joining and have a good day, good evenings, good afternoons. I don't know in which part you are. So it was very nice to see a lot of people who have motivation to do something voluntarily basis and serving their communities, because from that starting everything. After you will get a lot of things, especially money, but you should start with something voluntary.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you too. We appreciate